Outlook lets us set follow-up reminders, which is a really great feature for, let's say you get an email in and there's something that you have to do with it, but you don't really have time to do it right at that minute. You can really quickly set a little reminder so that you know later on there's something that I've got to do with this. Let me show you here. I'll scroll down and I've got a few of these. Okay, I've got a couple right here. Notice they're showing up red. That means I'm supposed to deal with those, and I haven't yet. And you will see also some different shades of red. For example, this is kind of like a light red, and the others here are brighter red. So this is just, I wanted to show you kind of what happens there when you haven't dealt with something after you've set a reminder. But let's go ahead up to the top. Let's say I've got a message right here that come in, somebody that's looking for some technical support. Well, I don't have time right this minute to deal with it, but I don't want to forget about it. So what I can do is either just go ahead and click on that particular message, and that will set a reminder for today, and it actually creates a task for you. For example, if I open up my to-do bar, you will see here, if I scroll down to today, I've got this message right here. You can't really tell. If I hover over it, notice if you read there, you can tell that this is the message that we're talking about. But if I was to turn this off, I'll click on it again. Notice how that disappears. Okay, so keep an eye down here. I'll click on it and set it. Okay, but if I click on it again, it sets it as though I completed it. So it puts a little check mark there. Now, if I hadn't completed it, then I would want to right click and go to clear flag. And that gets rid of it as a task, but it marks it as not completed, or actually it doesn't mark it, really meaning that it wasn't completed. So let's go ahead and close the to-do bar. There's a few more options here besides following up today, because obviously you're going to get messages that you need to follow up on, but you might not be able to do it today. So if we right click instead of left clicking, and if you left click, remember, that will set the task for follow up today. But if we right click, then we've got a few more options here. We can set tomorrow, this week, next week. Notice the varying shades of red there, all the way down to pink. I can set it to, I want to follow up, but I don't want to assign a specific date. Or I can do this custom option, and I'll go ahead and click that one for right now. Follow up at, for example, I can set a specific time. Let's say I need to follow up with this on March 14th. And at the same time, I'm going to set myself a little reminder on March 14th at, let's do 9 a.m. We'll click OK. So that is now set. If I was to open up my to-do bar, you would see here, all the way down here at the bottom underneath next month, this is that very same task. So it's going to remind me on March 14th at 9 a.m., a little reminder is going to pop up on my screen that I need to deal with this message. Now, if I delete this message, let's go ahead and just click delete. That reminder goes away and everything associated with it. So you got to be really careful about that. If you delete a message and there's a follow-up and a reminder, those will disappear. Let's look at some other options we had. I'll right-click on this one and go to Add Reminder. What this is going to do is pretty much the same thing. Let's set a specific time. I'm going to go to March again. We'll go the 28th and click OK. And then if I was to open up my to-do bar again, next month, you can see that I've got another task created here at the bottom, again with a reminder. Now, those two options, I don't want to be confusing here. Those two options are very similar as far as what they do. And then again, whenever you want to, you can just, either if you complete the task, you can click here, and that will clear it from your to-do list here. Or if you see it in the to-do list, you can also click the flag there, and that will also mark it as complete. So from either way, you can do it wherever you're most comfortable with, and even, let's go ahead and we'll clear that, right-clicking here. And let's say, for example, I double-click on this task. That opens up the actual email, and then it reminds me I've got a follow-up set on March 28th. Hey, that's my birthday. How about that? I didn't even think about that. I've got a follow-up set here. It also tells me information like if I already replied to this, things like that. But I do have the same from the options area here on the ribbon. I can click follow up, and I've got the same options here as well. So lots of different ways that we can do things here. I'm going to go ahead and right click and clear, and right click and clear. That is how follow-up works in Outlook. And up next, we will take a look at previewing attachments.